Hello, and welcome to Color Commentary. I'm TJ, and I'll be talking about Young Justice Season 4, Episodes 12 and 13. This looks like this was the combination of one of the arcs of this season, so I decided to combine them together. I think they did a good job with this particular arc. I wasn't sure where they were going with it at first. I was a little frustrated. Check some other videos, you'll see I was quite frustrated. But I think it's finally starting to go somewhere this now with these two episodes. So, from that I'll say spoilers. You ready? Alright. Young Justice Season 4, Episodes 12 and 13. We got Zatanna and her group trying to go deal with fate, and what's happening because, the child destroyed the tower. So she jacks them up real quick. Miss Marvel Mary, she does some kind of pull on the other two, the Luck girl and the other guy, Khaled, and they didn't like that very much. They was very upset about that. They was like, "Don't do that again. Don't do that again." She's like, "Well, I did it to help us, deal with, whatever." But yeah, it wasn't good. And then she still got knocked out anyway by the child because it wasn't enough. But she did put a little crack in her little familiar, the crystal golem, which is ridiculous. Then, yeah, she commenced to go on about the business of destroying everything. So she went around the planet, wreaking havoc, bringing these fire columns out of everything. I'm like, what is that? What are they gonna do about this? What's gonna happen? And so by all of this, Fate finally decides to work with Zatanna and the rest of them, and so they go to try to find her. They try to chase the girl down, but every time they get somewhere, she already moved on to somewhere else. And everybody, all the other heroes and villains now in the world are trying to save the freaking planet because she finna destroy it. It was insane. This though is where we get introduced to the school bus again. And the origins of the school bus. School bus been traveling for 10 freaking years. Oh my God. All because of when Tico died, and Claire went looking for something, he jumped in the school bus. He been trying to find the heroes and find the right point in time where he could find them. Lord have mercy. So he been traveling with the school bus for 10 years. These people been traveling. These kids and this school bus traveling. Oh my God. And so we see from their perspective some of what they've been going through and all the stops they've made. They done went to different universes and everything. And the same stuff happening, but different heroes. I mean, it was insane. I'm like, what what is happening right now? Oh my God. Eventually, Claria does find them after they done got their ass whooped by the child once again. But that's the start of the last episode that they had, episode 13. Because that's how episode 12 ended, with him finally finding them. But they got their asses handed to them. Meanwhile, the stranger running around, and who shows up but Vandal Savage. So the stranger goes and they have a conversation with, the Lords of Chaos and the Lords of Order. That wasn't going on in the last episode, but in episode 12, we had the flashbacks of Zatara, Zatanna's father, and his family. And I'm mad all their names had to start with a Z. I thought that was pretty weird, but I guess comics. Um, yeah, and what happened with that, and how he ended up getting involved with Hero business in the first place, and all of that good stuff. So that was an interesting backstory. I like to see that. I really like Zatanna. She's one of my favorite magic users in the DC universe. I really like her. She ain't no joke, for real, for real. So I enjoyed that little backstory there, and kind of made me have to, get in the fields a bit, for in the next episode when they finally get reunited and get to have spend a little quality time together as father and daughter. I'm like, oh, I love that. They went on with the comics and let Khaled become Dr. Fate after everything was said and done. But let me tell you how they did the said and done. So an agreement was made with Vandal that balance needs to be had, and if the child go wreaking havoc, then there is no balance. I may have worked with different people, but I always maintained the freaking balance. You need it. Get over yourselves. So Lord's Chaos like, okay, we ain't gonna help the child no more. She on her own now, okay, but we ain't gonna stop her. That's on you. All right. So that's how the child got depowered enough for them to actually be able to do anything to stop her. Once again, Mary gets to draw in so much power from everything, like the planet its freaking self. It was terrifying to behold. I'm like, oh my God, this is insane. But she, what I'm saying, had that crack in that motherfucker, and 13, Agent Night, whatever, lucky, bad luck bitch, she saw it. And she was like, okay, I can use that to my advantage because I'm such bad luck. So she went up, confronted him, and threw it through her magic right at the crack. It shattered him. Done. This bitch is done. The child is done. Goodbye. But before that, they had a good moment when they stretched this bitch into many pieces, and I was like, oh my God, like, wow, like, are you serious right now? Whoo! Thank you for that adult animation. I appreciated that. That was great. Yes, I was like, yes, and she deserved every bit of that. Do it again. Do it again. Whoo! But to find out, all in all, in the all in alls, get this, all because of a decision Zatanna made. Once she had the moment of love and decision making to want to find a way to spend more time with her father, which is the whole reason it turns out why she took these people on in the first place, because she figured they'd be strong enough to handle Fate's helmet for a week at a time, and be able to, do whatever Fate need doing, Naboo that is, and then they just trade it off every week. But then she excludes Miss Marvel because of her power hungriness, and she ain't gonna want to give up the helmet if she get it, which seems like that might have been the case. On top of the fact that she kind of after in the end credits, she went ahead and said the words. She went ahead and said Shazam, and she knew she shouldn't have. She had that voice speaking in her head, like so many of us out there have had in our lives. I know people who do have had that in their lives, constantly telling you negative things, and that other people trying to hold you back, and it's not really them. It's not other people. It be inside themselves, and they gotta try to figure out a way to get over it. I thought that was a poignant moment, and it should not be overlooked. That she really going through something, just like they finally got somewhere going with Beast Boy and what he dealing with, and his girlfriend coming to see him and pointing out everything that's wrong, and him not being able to just blow it off and ignore it because she not going nowhere. She traveled from somewhere else to come and see specifically you, sir. This your girl you were so in love with. Can you do anything for her? What's going on? Get it together, man. No, he didn't. He even broke up with her, and I'm sure she's gonna go and tell everybody that he in there popping pills and doing everything else. So hopefully he can get some help. And then to find out that Zatanna gave the kids and the doc and the bus driver Dinah Lance's number so she could do some counseling with them for what they had went through experiencing on that bus for 10 years, which was traumatic because she took it in to see for herself, and it was ridiculous. I'm sure them kids had some problems for a while. But why ain't nobody telling Beast Boy to go talk to Dinah? He needs to talk to her so she can, she talking to Zatara, Zatanna's father about his issues of like what he might be dealing with. But what about these, what about Beast Boy and what he dealing with? Also in that vision though, because of everything them kids went through time and space, she gets a vision of Connor's spirit. Here we go. Here we go. She gets a vision of Connor's spirit, which means that Connor is somewhere out there and he's alive and he is not happy. He like, help somebody help me. So it ain't no happy afterlife he went to. No, he trapped in between something. And now that Zatanna knows about it, finally we can get somewhere and get this out. Maybe this would be something that can help. If he find out about the Beast Boy, he gonna go gun hold. Yeah, we gotta save Connor. We gotta get him back. We gotta save him. Ooh, baby, he should deal with your own issues, sir. First off, we will let you know that he's not dead, because that's a big part of the problem, your feeling of loss and failure. Don't do that. You need to deal with that. But in the meantime, let's get it ramped up. I feel it's like it's coming on now. Let's do it. Young Justice finna do it now. We finna head off to find Connor. Everybody finna be in on this mission. First, well, we do got some Earth repair to do. thanks to the child, but we're on a mission now. We got to stop. We got to get Connor back. So I think that's where we're finna go now, and I'm excited to see what's gonna happen with that. This was a lot, Khaled putting Zatanna on the spot. Like, look, tell us the truth. You know what I'm saying? You you really just did this so that you could make this plan in the first place. You took us on, you trained us, all of this just so that we could do this for you. You know what I'm saying? Give you a week with your father. That's what you want. Okay. You know what I'm saying? You could have been honest with us. You bogus for that. And from here on out, you better be honest with us. I'm like, I like this dude. I like Khaled. He ain't no joke. He like, look, I see you through your bullshit. What? You're not finna use me. All right. But I'm gonna go ahead and go along with it because it's not a bad idea, and I feel for you. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead, spend some time with your father. You've been without him for 10 whole straight years. It's cool. I could do a week. Off my stuff. I'm still be a doctor. You know what I'm saying? I can still practice my magic. I can still go to mosque when I need to. I got this. We good. So that was something. But poor Mary. What we gonna do? Now we got Beast Boy going through a depression. Mary then lost it altogether. I don't know. And where is Shazam? Where is he? Got to figure that out next week, people.